Yeah. We'll just have to see how Defiant plays, because the Blitzcrank can be a very powerful tool against the Taric.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so I have found the issue. I apologize for that, everybody. Believe that that's audio output
Okay,
capture.
are we good?
I hope.
So, just looking at these overarching team comps, I really think the Defiant's going to be looking for picks with this Blitzcrank. I don't know if they're really going to be able to get the front-to-back fights that they want against Bronze 5H. He just has so much team fight potential.
Yeah. And another thing is you gotta look, there's not a whole lot of protection for the Karth.
Okay, let's just stop that. I apologize. um, hearing double.
Interesting.
Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Um. Okay. Please don't fuck up anymore. I'm gonna mute myself.
Mm-hmm. I see.
So is stream not able to hear us right now? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so we're good. Okay, so extremely strong team fight composition coming out from Bronze 5H. Defiant with more of a pick structure, with a very interesting Blitzcrank pick. We'll have to see. I think that this all comes down to how Defiant is actually able to make the macro play work, and how much the AMO can get farmed up on the Karthus.
Yeah, I feel like if they had something other than the Blitzcrank, I would really like their comp. Because with the Ornn and like say another generic tank coming from the bot lane, I feel like that's actually a really strong composition. But I feel like the Blitz just kind of throws it all out of whack. And the Warwick is just going to invade the Karthus over and over again, I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really, really difficult. I think Bronze 5H sort of won this draft phase.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have to see how Deodatus plays, because I mean, if they can start getting Scattercat ahead, then that's going to be extremely good for them. I think that it's just really just going to have to see where the gold gets allocated, how the team fights go, what macro objectives get taken. I think that Defiance composition needs a little bit of help, though.
Yeah. Do you think that's going to be, probably not, but do you think that's going to be an on-hit cannon to really punish the Ornn?
I think that they just need the ultimate power. I think that they just keep him on AP, and they just go for the fact that Defiance got 4 squishies on their team. That is going to be very easy for the cannon to get behind. He needs Hourglass to be able to live against the Karthus. But if he ulties in and Hourglasses, the entire backline's just going to get ravaged in a slicing maelstrom.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know. I just keep looking at Defiant's draft, and it feels like a solo queue draft. Just with the Karthus and Blitzcrank just seem to mess up the draft.
Well, it's not that it messed it up. It's that there's a different dynamic going, right? Like, their comp does a lot of different things. We'll have to see whether or not Defiant can pull off doing any of those things well. You know, I think that putting Karthus into your composition, it just instantly gives you a ticking time bomb of a point where the enemy's not going to be able to deal with you.
Absolutely.
So I think that there is stronger scaling on the side of Defiant just because of the Quirky Jinx Karthus. So if they can get past 35, 40 minutes, then they'll have an extremely strong composition.
Yeah.
But we're gonna the ultis out of Bronze 5 Age are just gonna be so impactful. They have so much CC.
Absolutely.
I don't know if Defiant's going to be able to deal with them just all pressing their R button.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially because that gives Kinnan even more safety to run in there, you know?
Well, as we come in here, I don't think that we're going to see any invades. I think that, again, Bronze 5 Age would probably have the stronger level 1 despite them having Blitzcrank. Actually, now that I think about it, it should be relatively even in power at level 1, so we might see some shenanigans. Hmm. Let's see. Almost coming in here. I think that the real linchpin of this composition is the Nico, though. I think that the Nico just provides so much utility in the team fight and is going to give them some much needed additional CC.
Yeah, I really like the Nico here. Let's see.
Now, as we pull into our semifinals of Bronze 5 Age versus Defiant, let's go. All right.
Yeah, I'm just spamming fast forward to make sure I'm live. Or as live as possible.
Is it fast forward or fast backwards?
Fast forward.
All right.
We do have some level 1 strat coming in from Bronze 5 Age, though.
Let's see, Bronze 5 Age coming in with the invade. You can see the Warwick and the Taric leading. I assume that the Taric has his E. Yep, there it comes out. They're just sort of fighting against Minor Threat, putting in a little bit of vision. Minor Threat drops a ward in response.
Yep.
Yeah. I think I'm at the most forward point. Okay, cool. All right. A ward going down in the red side jungle on the side of Defiant. Gonna be able to see Alston Red's tips start on the red buff here. They're just starting for a really typical blue side, so we're gonna see the junglers matching each other. See if that turns into some kind of invade by Alston later on. I think that the Warwick's gonna have a stronger clear than the AMO here.
Yeah, I think so. What I'm really looking at here is to see how well the Bronze 5 Age lanes pressure to give the Warwick, the ability to invade in. I think that's going to be super important here.
Yeah, I think that the Warwick really needs to pressure his advantage in the early game to be able to just gain jungle dominance, because they need to keep this. They need to keep Karthus down. If they don't, it's going to spell a lot of trouble for them coming into 30 minutes. Just some trading back and forth. We see a little bit heavier trades going down in the mid lane.
We haven't
Warren taking a little bit of damage.
Karthus already.
Karth is just taking his outside and taking it back. He's really trying to maximize his economy gain here. Very smart against the Warwick, who's also doing a full clear, it looks like.
So I don't know Karthus jungle, but is going Mana Crystal second the normal thing?
It really depends on what you're trying to do with him. I mean, you can go for like a tier build, you can go Roa, you can do that, but he's probably going for Runic Echoes here. Just getting that early on so that he has better clear potential.
Okay.
Let's see. Not much difference in the CS so far. Good trade going down by the Nico. Hitting that Pop Blossom, all 3 stacks. A huge trade going down in the top lane against Kennen, really pressuring down on the aileron roll, flashing in, getting that last Q, and taking him down in the top lane.
That's going to be huge there.
Psychopez getting hooked. See Scattercat chasing forward, hitting his zap. Ignite is down, flashing forward for Chompers, hits onto the Taric, is able to pull away the kill. Tristana just going to be able to walk away. An early kill on Scattercat. That's one of their win conditions.
Yeah. I gotta say, I'm surprised there's already 2 kills going down.
Yeah, very early aggression coming out here. Both of these teams came out to play.
Yeah, I like seeing it. What I'm really looking for...
Ooh, another hook down in the bottom lane onto the Tristana. Just a flash away. Scattercat taking a little bit of tower damage. No kill coming out there. But, you know, Deodatus really showing up on this Blitzcrank, getting a couple of early pulls and securing lane priority here.
Yeah, we have Warwick hovering around topside, see if he can get anything. But probably won't. Unless Aileron Roll goes in on that. Doesn't look like he will.
An Aileron roll actually up in CS in the top lane here. We see the Warwick sort of rotating around to mid. Looks like there's about to be a fight in the mid lane. As Karthus shows up as well. Nope, they're all just going to walk away from each other.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Kennen got the early first blood, but he's down 10 CS here.
And Aileron roll really just needs to play safe. You see, he's already got a null magic mantle. As soon as he gets some MR, he's going to be able to actually stand toe to toe and coming out there, knocking up the Kennen against his pillar. Triss getting knocked up out of her jump by the Blitz, but not close enough. And you can see the HP is actually turning in the favor of Aileron roll here on the top lane.
Yeah, those just are not good trades for the Kennen. He's just kind of getting manhandled and knocked around here.
The root coming out on the side of the Nico. Pop Blossom hitting minor threat, but answering back with a phosphorus bomb. Not much damage going back and forth there.
On top of the...
Go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, I was going to say, on top of getting the first...
Oh. Pop Blossom ulti. Flash out from minor threat. Manages to survive there. Shadow showing his mastery on this champion.
Yeah, I was going to say, with getting the first blood, the Jinx is also up 10 CS, 11 CS now, and that lead is just going to continue to balloon up, I think.
Well, one of Defiant's greatest strengths is Scattercat down in the bottom lane. I think that getting him this early advantage, allowing him to pressure his lead a bit. Dazzle coming out. Tristana E on the Blitzcrank, but he flashes out. Again, just drawing on these trades. Just nothing really happening. Nobody's really dying, but a lot of really heavy trades going back and forth. Mostly coming out in favor of Bronze 5 Age.
Yeah, and it's funny, the lanes that got the early kills are actually the ones that are losing those trades. The Kennen losing trades topside, and the bot lane for Defiant losing trades down there.
When we see Aileron roll, he's actually starting to extend his CS lead, going up to 14 from 10. I think that that's just going to continue happening as he just gets more and more magic resist. This Kennen's going to have a really hard time. Let's see. Looking at item spikes, we got BF swords on both of the 80 carries. Last chapter Shane on the mid laners. And Karthus is not elected to go for his jungle item yet, though he is in shop. He's just got a Phoenix Codex. It looks like the Warwick will be going for Warrior, however. And I think that's an adaptive helm being built on the side of Aileron Roll. And
Yeah,
a
that
pretty
looks
standard
right.
proto belt.
So, do you think he should have stuck on the Null Magic and then bought the Catalyst first before finishing the Negatron?
Well, I think that he was trying to deal with the early game of this Kennen, and getting the early MR has really helped him to be able to secure the CS lead. I mean, look at him, he's almost out of 20 CS just because the Kennen can't poke him down.
Yeah, he's really kind of closing the gap on the gold too.
Yeah, see a little bit of aggression coming out. Austin Res Tip just quickly flashing away from the AMO minor threat collapsing here. See Shadow answering the aggression. A smite coming out from Austin Res Tip, getting the Scuttle Crab, and Karthus ult coming out. Not able to take down Shadow he was aiming for. Ignite coming out on Psycho Pez, and Scattercat with the snipe on the Super Mega Death Rocket.
Yeah, there's just some really good play coming out of this bot lane. They're really trying to set themselves up to carry this.
Shiro and Kuro must have really liked that one. Alston here on the Krugs moving down towards bottom lane. Ken getting stunned up onto the Chompers, getting a little bit of a trade onto Scattercat. We'll see if the Warwick decides to come down here to answer this pressure a little bit.
Yeah, and with the Ornn farming up well topside and the Karthus ahead and farm jungle, then you look at these two kills.
Ooh, coming out with the Buster shot, shooting him back into the Warwick. The Warwick able to fear out the last shot, coming out and getting the shutdown onto Oninoken on this Tristana, taking down the Jinx. Raid boss down, looking for more, not able to find the Blitzcrank, but a really good play. Heads up on Ken with that insect with his ulti.
I gotta say, that goes against what I was just about to say. I was about to applaud Defiant for building up, you know, a 1.5k gold lead this early.
A little bit of a trade coming out in the mid lane. Scatter looking for some aggression.
I do
Hitting
like
shot
this
back.
early dragon, though, from Bronze 5H.
Yeah, they're really going to need this to help them scale. I mean, we talked about how Karthus and Jinx are just going to be the scaling monsters for them moving on to later parts of the game, but securing this dragon is a very big deal for their team. Stun coming out. Pot Blossom going to take it down for the Nico. Very well played on the side of Bronze 5H.
Yeah, I like the vision that they're setting up and the collapses that they're doing. It's looking really good from them.
And Ornn just continuing to trade in the top lane. Looks like the Kennen is actually going into possibly a Bork or getting a Gunblade here.
It looks like a Gunblade.
Wow. Karthus ulti is probably going to take him down. Oh, no. A little bit of a fight. Aileron Roll manages to get taken down by the Kennen. Really utilizing the mixed damage that he now has from the board, or from the Cutlass, excuse me. And able to pick up a kill there. He's going to be able to narrow that CS lead that Aileron Roll has now.
So what do you think of the Gunblade on the Kennen?
I think it's interesting. I mean, Kennen only really needs AP, right? Like he doesn't need much more than just the raw stats because he is an energy-based champion. Right. So I think that it's more of a stylistic choice here. I'm interested to see what his second item is because that's really going to be what defines his build, I feel.
Yeah, and obviously I'm no Kennen expert, but I've heard that Whippo, you know, the top laner for Fnatic, says that the Gunblade build on Kennen is just inferior to Proto Belt. Just because, like you said, the Kennen doesn't really need the AD, and Proto Belt helps him get in and gives CDR.
I think it's a decent choice inside of the matchup, though, with Aileron Roll just going straight for the MR. Being able to have a little bit of AD to counter that is got to be invaluable.
Yeah, yeah. think you're right on this one. Whippo be damned.
Whippo be damned, indeed. Scattercat throwing down chompers here just to be able to secure that vision. They've got a pink ward in that forward rush, just trying to assert lane dominance, make sure that the Blitzcrank can actually pressure them when the lane crashes in the neutral middle of the lane.
You know, I've got to applaud Defiant. They're getting in these deep wards into Bronze 5H's jungle. You see it above the dragon pit there, even though it's about to time out. You see the pink ward behind the mid turret. It's really good vision. It's going to help them keep track of Warwick and know where's safe.
Fight going down in the top lane. Kennen chasing in down onto Aileron roll. He just made a roam mid to try to get some pressure off and got a lot of damage off on a minor threat. Chasing down Aileron roll, that flash, and is able to pick it up with the last auto. Seth is really starting to assert his dominance in this top lane.
Yeah, tell you what, I am a believer in Gunblade in this matchup now.
Yeah, it really seems to be working out for him. So let's see, checking back in on build. Scattercat's very close to his Infinity Edge. We'll see Corki actually is going to be getting his Triforce spike probably right around 16 minutes, so we'll have to watch out for that. And Nico just, the Glacial Augment build gives her the ability to build GLP, which is just, it's such an incredibly strong item early game.
Yeah. What I want to point out is that the Tristana is almost down, well, caught up a little bit now, but still down about 25 to 30 CS.
Yeah, I think that in general we're seeing Defiant really pulling ahead in these CS. Just being able to not only equalize but actually be up a couple of hundred gold just because of the CS differential.
And
I mean,
while
there's
down 3
3-0
kills,
Kennen.
wow.
3-0 Kennen and they're still down in gold. It's insane. A little bit of jungling and warding happening all around the map. Everybody just sort of figuring out where the next play is, what the next rotation should be. Nico roaming down towards the bottom lane. They do have ward control in that tri-brush. Defiant do have a pink ward, or a ward rather, inside of the river here. So we'll see. No, Nico just backing off the gank. Looks like they're going to go and try and pressure Minor Threat.
You could see that they wanted to set up for that dragon too after that play.
Using that pink ward to know that that path's not warded. Shadow's gonna find a pink ward. Minor Threat's gonna take this 1v1 against Alston Reztep. Coming out the Warwick's ulti just absolutely crushing him. The TP coming out to try to get away after flashing, but it's just not enough, and Minor Threat going down in that 1v1 against the Warwick.
Yeah, if you look, Defiant started up the dragon to try and trade, but Bronze 5H is collapsing on him here.
Kennen ulting in the top lane. A fight going down near Dragon. Pop Blossom hitting one. The Blitzcrank going down as well. Karthus coming out with the ulti. Big fighting going down top as well. It seems like Bronze 5H is just taking their lead and just crushing it into the face of Defiant right now.
And you look, Warwick's on the Rift Herald now, so they're definitely trying to get as much as they can right now. Try and snowball this even harder.
And I mean, that is Bronze 5H team composition. That's their strength, right? Is getting these early objectives with the Warwick. They really need to be using Alston to do that. And just being able to have Kennen play so well on an individual level here is such a boon to their composition moving into the mid game.
Yeah.
Minor Threat with the package here. You're gonna see the Rift Herald coming out. Aileron roll trying to cancel it, but it does not get his ram out soon enough. Alston Reztep fearing him up a bit. They get that tower below half HP. They're gonna look for a dive here, and Alston just smacking him into nothingness.
Ooh, Rocket coming in though. Aw.
Rocket missing. Very good play by oh, the package coming out. Ammo trying to hit some Skittles. Flash from Minor Threat. Not able to get it. Stunned up under the tower. The gate coming out. but nothing happening there. And again, a draw. It seems like whenever Defiant seems like they're about to get a play going, they just aren't able to really get the kill onto Bronze 5 Age here.
Yeah, I kind of want to go back to the Ornn going down under turret. I think, honestly, you have your Karthus coming up. You just back off, let them smack the turret a little bit, and then come in with your Corki.
Warwick.
Yep.
Top with the Infinite Duress, just picking up the easy kill on the minor threat there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think your team's coming up, so as Ornn, you just back off and then look to regroup with them once they get there. Because he died like right before the Karthus gets there.
I think maybe a little bit of a mistake in the macro rotations there, but let's see, Nico moving down towards the bottom lane. Gonna see a lot of these lanes reset. Ornn's tower took a bit of a beating, but he's going to be able to recover some of the CS and continue his lead. Nico just showing in the bottom lane. Looks like they're just going to start pressuring. They know that they have a lead. They know that they're ahead. Let's boogie.
Yeah, if you look, that was not really losing anything.
10 tanking a little bit. Oh, the ulti coming out from Tarek. Pop Blossom coming out from the Nico, able to easily dive the Blitzcrank. Tristana jumping onto the Jinx. Jinx just trying to auto out of there. Not able to pick it up. The Karthus is very, very low here. Shadow going down. Psychopez is about to go down as well to the Corki. Alston. It's Warwick trying to chase in. He might be able to get the AMO. He's able to get it, but the Corki trades a triple kill back onto the rest of the team. Aileron roll getting dove here, but Sepha just with the quick smackdown, just getting that stun, searing charge not being that relevant in that fight.
Yeah, and that play around that bot lane turret, that was about to be great play from them until they just kept going too far and they got collapsed on.
They feel their advantage, right? They know that they're ahead, so they're trying to force plays. So they need to just play it a bit slower, focus on their macro rotations, use these two towers that they've gotten down, and secure more neutral objectives, just like they were doing in the early game.
Yeah, and I still got to applaud them. They took what was a 300 gold deficit and then turned it into a 3k gold lead.
Yeah, Bronze 5 Age had what looked to be a great transition from the early to the mid game, but the execution was a bit lacking on the last play.
And so I'm going to question that Ornn build. Why didn't he finish his item before starting to build another one?
Because of Kennen's mixed damage. He wanted to get a little bit of armor. I don't necessarily think that it's optimal, but it's the choice that he took. I mean, he's probably going to finish out his Sunfire Cape here. Tristana jumping in. Seph is showing up in the bottom lane. It looks like they're going to try to pressure down this last tier 1 tower here. Shadow running out of the jungle. Also missing his Infinite Duress. Oh, the Pot Blossom going to hit 2 here. Slicing Maelstrom, just tearing through the back line as Blitzcrank is slowly getting taken down. The Ornn just getting autoed to death by Oninoken as Bronze 5 Age gets a clean ace. Well, Minor Threat actually managed to get away on the back end there. I thought that he was dead for sure, but 4 going down on the side of Defiant. Bronze 5 Age cleaning up and getting this dragon. They're probably also going to get a tower as a reward for that.
That feels bad moment when the Blitz kills the Jinx by pulling the ulting Kennen in.
Yeah, just super unfortunate timing. Oh man, that was just such a good team fight for Bronze 5 Age. Just everything working in concert, all of their ultis, and that's them just all pushing their R buttons like I talked about before the game.
Yeah. And honestly, with this almost 6k gold lead, I think you instantly start setting up around Baron.
And use the package to get out there.
Yeah, and you force them to come to you, and you win the fight, then take Baron, or you just get Baron.
When we see this gold lead ballooning to 5k now, as they're really just playing around these neutral objectives, which is exactly what they need to be doing. They don't need to force any plays. They don't need to like individually make out plays. They just need to focus on their rotations, work towards this Baron, and I think that they're going to have a really easy ride through this game.
Yeah. So if you're Defiant, what do you do from here?
Well, you definitely need to get some kind of pick with your Blitzcrank, right? You need to get back these macro objectives. You need to start taking down some towers, which means that you need to siege. I think that putting as much of your resources into Scattercat as you can, making sure that he's getting farm. I think that they need to group up as a team and try to make something happen.
Yeah, and if you look at the gold, the only one that's not really far down is Scattercat on the Jinx. He's only down 100 gold from his opponent.
Corky's about to hit his 2-item spike, though, and Corky's mid-game is just insane.
Absolutely. But you got to look at that 5-0 Kennen, and you got to feel like it's looking really doomed for them if they get into a team fight here.
Well, I think that they do have some tools to deal with the Kennen. They just need to have the Karthus and the Ornn in front, try to disrupt him as much as possible. They need Ornn to finish some of his items, get naturally tanky. And then if Karthus is the first one that goes down to the Kennen, they don't have to worry about much. But we see Spooky Ghost coming out. Defiant tries to close in Kennen. Gunblade coming out. Chomper's going to stop that engage. We're going to siege down onto this tower. Searing Charge coming out on the side of Ornn. Pushing towards Bronze 5H. The TP coming out from Minor Threat as they all group. We got 10 members in the top lane, all looking to start a fight here. Karthus going down to below half HP. We're gonna see Deodatus try to force something, misses the hook, and the Kennen flashing in. Taric ulti coming out, making him invulnerable. The stun coming out. Warwick in the backline actually able to take down the AMO, traded on by Scattercat. They're on roll, about to go down, taken out by Ken. Super Mega Death Rocket coming out, doing some damage to the backline as Minor Threat is poking on Cephas, almost dying, having an Hourglass. Minor Threat shooting out rockets. The snare almost hitting on a Minor Threat. What a good flash. Wow, what a crazy engage there.
Wow, yeah. Even with the Taric ult coming out super early, they still won that.
Minor Threat going down very low, but Bronze 5H is just getting the tower that they came here for. I think that you gotta feel good about that as Bronze 5H.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was a great play. They lost 2, but they get, what, 3 and a turret?
Especially when you're in a leading position like this.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be able to continue getting objectives. You need to start making the enemy team hemorrhage, and that's exactly what they're doing to Defiant. They're just slowly bleeding out resources, bleeding out objectives. I think that Defiant really needs to stop the stem of this and get some towers themselves. Maybe pick up a dragon or 2 if they're gonna have any hope moving into 30 minutes here.
Yeah, but you also got to ask from Defiant's side, how do they move in on these objectives when, if you look around Baron, there's 3 control wards around it. There's a 4th one on the pit itself.
Crushing his vision.
Yeah, and they're going to start it up.
They're just gonna do it.
I think this
No
is
response
a
from
great call.
Defiant. I don't think that they know.
There's no way they know. There's too many control boards around.
Karthus is moving in. They're going to be able to tell that somebody's there, but I think that the Baron's already going to go down to Alston Res tip. And what a great call on the side of Bronze 5H.
Yeah, and that kind of goes to what I was saying. Like, how do they move in on these objectives when there's just so much control around? They can't even get vision, and if they go into face check, they're just going to get turned on, you know? This is great from Bronze 5H.
They're really working to their comp's advantages. I think that we're just seeing the products of the draft here.
Absolutely.
Right? They don't have a cohesive method for their team to engage on the side of Defiant. They don't have one game plan. And Bronze 5H just drafting a very strong teamfight composition and just are able to sit in a lane as 5 and just do their thing.
Yep. The only thing I'll chastise Bronze 5H a
Oh.
little
Cole coming down on Oni, no Ken. Taric ulti coming out in full engage. AMO flashing into the backline. Pop Blossom is only going to hit Ornn. See Slicing Maelstrom come out there. Karthus is able to take down. Psychopez is going down to Scattercat. Scattercat still auto-attacking in the background. Warwick able to get down onto Deodatus. His healing coming out. Aileron roll taking a lot of damage from Oninoken as they trade 3 for 3 there.
Yeah, but if you look at that, that's a win for
Oh, and Alston Ristip, just a quick clap on Aileron roll. Ken jumping in and just able to take down, but dying himself. I think Warwick's still going to be able to crack the base here.
Yeah.
And again, they're trading, but it's in the favor of Bronze 5H.
Yeah, or what I was actually just about to say before that fight was that Bronze 5H should have reset and spent gold. Because right before that fight, I looked, most of them were sitting on about 1,200 there. So, I mean, that's what, 6K of their gold that, or 6K of their gold lead that just wasn't being used in that fight. Thankfully, they were still up enough that they could win, but for a bit there, they traded, 3 for 3, and Defiant got a bunch of shutdown gold there.
They did get a lot of shutdown gold, but I think that the theme of this game is Bronze 5H pushing their advantage, right? They're really trying to get in here and make some things happen, and I think that them being proactive in this game is gaining them 3 dragons, is gaining them their gold advantage. I don't want to see them stop doing that. Just maybe the execution could be a bit cleaner.
Yeah, that's really the only thing now. They're doing great, though.
See Tristana moving down into the bottom lane. They don't have Baron anymore, but they're just slowly chunking away at these towers, trying to take the last tier 2.
I do want to give some credit to Defiant, though. They're still putting out vision in their jungle, so it's not like they're completely blind to the approach.
Yeah, it just seems like things haven't been working out for Defiant. I think that it's just whatever plays that they're trying to make happen, a lot of vision control going down as they're starting to get sieged up here. Kennen moving into the jungle. They're going to contest these pink wards. The wall coming down. The Kennen flashing in Hourglass. He's able to catch the Kurthus there. Some auto attacks going down. The Taric ulti is going to hit the whole team as he's able to stop the death of Shadow as he starts to get out the Pot Blossom. Doesn't get it off. Minor Threat in the backline. Still auto attacking. Scattercat still auto attacking. They're super low in the backline here. As the Jinx starts resetting, this could be a quadra kill.
Oh, that's huge.
And a quadra kill coming out on the side of Scattercat. How well played by Defiant's AD carry here, as they just turn around that fight that looked like it was going in the favor of Bronze 5H.
Yeah, and what happened was, Bronze 5H blew up the tanks, but the Corgi and the Jinx were just allowed to free fire from behind the wall there. And with their rockets, both of them, they're just, pumping out huge AoE damage.
And that's how Defiant wins team fights. They need this Karthus to be inside of the backline. They need their Ornn to be holding off a choke and just letting the Corki and the Jinx just auto attack the entire fight. I think that they need to play more into that. It's going very well for them when that does happen.
Yeah, I think what I would like to see here is the Karthus get a Rylai's and play for your passive. You're going to be another front line for your 2 ADCs. Let them try and, drudge their way through your AoE slow and damage. And I think you play for your passive here. Your passive, then afterwards, you just ult.
So we just have to completely disregard the Karthus' KDA this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that seeing the Amplifying Tome and the Ruby Crystal coming out on the side of Karthus, we're probably going to see either a Rylai's or a Morella Namicon. I would agree that I think that Rylai's is probably going to be the better choice here.
Yeah, he has the Morellos. I wonder if he's going to put the Amp Tome and Ruby Crystal into a Leandris, which I feel like would be the wrong choice, but I wonder if he's going to do it.
Well, he just upgraded his Hourglass, so he's going to not have enough gold to see what his 4th item is going to be for a little while here. Bronze 5H just pushing out some waves, getting their macro pressure, setting up vision, getting ready for this Baron that's about to spawn here. In just a few seconds, new data's coming around on the back end. Scattercat taking the blast cones. There's not going to be any shenanigans like that from the AMO. The AMO starting to stand in front. Gunblade coming out, slicing Maelstrom, actually able to get onto 2 here. Hourglass coming out from the AMO. Deodatus going very low. On the back end, we see Elston taking down the Corki. Karthus ulti coming out, taking down Oninoken as Scattercat just starts to get crits on crits. Misses the Super Mega Death Rocket barely. That would have gotten a reset. That might have been a Penta.
Yeah. I gotta give it to them, though. They stopped the Baron.
They stopped the
3,
Baron.
but...
And they're so far behind that even just trading a couple of kills back and forth gets them gold, keeps them in this game. They just need to get items, almost 6 items coming out on the side of Jinx. But we see Bronze 5 Age just again, they've got a pink ward on the side of the pit. They're just gonna make the call to go do it. TP coming down. It looks like they're gonna be able to get to this before Defiant can even respawn.
Yeah.
Again, Bronze 5 Age pushing their lead, knowing what their champions are capable of. Gonna be able to take a pretty easy back here and go buy some items.
Yeah. You can tell Defiant's been fighting back not only by the wins, but because they're closing that gold gap just ever so slightly. The Baron kind of skews that a little bit, but it was down to 5,000 when it was up at 8 or 9K there for a while.
So Bronze 5 Age taking away another Baron. They still have to close out this game, but they've only got 2 of their own towers down, a third pretty low, but not down yet, which is still relevant. I think that we have to look for Defiant here. They have to get some kind of pick to get these Barons off. They have to make something happen to get into a favorable fight here, either 4v5 or 3v5. They need to rotate around. They need to use Scattercat's ability to just murk in small skirmishes with the Runaan's Hurricane. And I still think that they've got a shot in this game.
I think so too, actually, since the game's starting to stall out and they're being allowed to scale up, and the Karthus is going for Leandries here.
Well, straight damage is never bad. I don't necessarily think it's optimal, but I don't disagree with the choice. Overall, Hook coming out just barely missing because of the Glacial Augment slow field created there. Scattercat just shooting down these backline. He has his items. He's just going to be able to clear these.
Minor Threat's got the package here.
I think that we're going to see another explosive team fight just pop off here. It seems like when the fights start, they don't stop until a bunch of people die.
Yeah, and depending on how the fight goes, this could just be the game.
It could.
Oh, both the Corki and the Jinx now have the upgraded Infinity Edges. That's going to be big for this fight.
One of the reasons to pick Ornn. Oh boy. We see them moving towards mid lane, pressuring in with the Baron. Gonna take away some of the vision here in the jungle. Wonder what Bronze 5 Age next rotation is. Maybe they're just gonna try to get the inhibitor here. It's probably their safest bet is to just pressure in onto the inhib.
Yeah.
But with so much wave clear coming out from these scaled Jinx and Corki, I don't know if they have to pressure in aggressively and make some kind of play happen. Otherwise, they're just going to get the wave cleared over and over again.
Yeah, and the Baron's just going to go to waste if they don't.
Spooky Ghost coming out on the side of Shadow 2097, but not really getting anything, just using it for vision mostly. As his team continues to pressure in with Baron, but Scattercat just clearing these waves. They have to respect the Blitz Hook. Corki just going top to try to deal with this cannon. A little bit of trade going down back and forth. But Bronze 5 Age really not utilizing the pressure of their Baron very effectively.
And I think that's kind of an effect of the Kennen not having a teleport. So he can't really be off on the sides without being...
They're going to try to force it now. Oh, they're just going to pressure in for the inhib. Searing Charge coming out on the side of Ornn, gonna hit 3 with the slow, missing the headbutt back in. Karthus being able to stall a lot with his Hourglass here. The Pop Blossom only gonna hit onto the Ornn as Jinx is in the back line, just dealing damage. She's gonna be able to pick up. This is gonna be a second quadra kill by Scattercat? No, only a triple. But wow. When they play these team fights back to front and Scattercat's just able to start popping off, it doesn't seem like there's much that Bronze 5 Age can really do.
I think that was a very questionable call. I think they used the Terracol way too soon.
I agree.
and that just allowed Defiant to, do their reverse wombo combo. Karthus just runs in, and it doesn't matter if he dies. He's doing AoE damage to your whole team while they have to stand next to him.
Let's see, they're going to be moving towards the Elder Drake here. All the members of Defiant still down. Looks like this is going to be a pretty easy take. They don't have any dragons, so Elder Dragon's resistances are going to be pretty low for them.
Yeah, and it's a really good takeaway from Bronze 5H here.
Yeah, it's very important. And really, all the Defiant needs is the damage for Jinx to be able to carve through the front line.
Yep.
See Jinx moving on to her 5th item here. Some kind of BF sword item. Probably a Guardian Angel, I would assume.
Yeah,
Corki moving towards the Guardian Angel as well. I hope to see the Karthus moving towards a Rylai's now. It seems like he's wasting a lot of potential if he doesn't get it.
Yeah, if you look up, Defiant is only down 3k gold now. That's a huge comeback.
Yeah, Defiant really getting some shutdown gold here. They really made it so that they're in this game.
And you know what? I feel like they actually have the momentum here.
I agree. We talked about before the game that all they needed to do was get to late game on this Corki and Jinx and then play front to back. And they've managed to get to the point that they've scaled on their Corki and Jinx and are starting to fight front to back.
Yep, and like you said, that Karthus has put them on a timer too.
Yeah,
Because
the
he just-
Karthus. How many
Yeah.
stacks does the Karthus have on his Dark Harvest presently?
He has, I can't see because of the timestamps.
Yeah, same. He has only 9 stacks on his Dark Harvest? That doesn't look right. 19 maybe? Probably 19. It's covered up by his Smite, which is 1,000.
Right.
So, Karthus is starting to scale up. He really needs to get into that 30-ish range for Dark Harvest to really be just game-ending. So he's starting to get there. A little bit of vision going down. They're just contesting vision for this Baron. A hook going down onto Alston. But nothing's going to come of it. Using the Infinite Duress, trying to get that Karthus blind, but just misses it. Wonder if that was a misclick.
Yeah, I don't know. I can confirm on Karthus that is only 9 stacks.
It's only 9 stacks. Wow, that's really low for this point in the game then.
Yeah.
Wow, I mean it is a ticking timer, but we're already at 40 minutes and he should be getting up into the top. Wall going down and engaged, package coming out, Searing Charge managing to hit 3 with the slow. Knocking up the Taric in the side. Scattercat's just gonna start going off. The Karthus hitting onto the Tristana and taking down Oninoken.
That was a good play because Kennen was bot the whole time.
Yeah, Defiant just pulling out a team fight, knowing that they can pull the trigger there with all their ultis, and just they've got a good shot. They've got a really good shot of pulling this back. I mean, they're only down 1k gold. It's late game. All the items are the same, and them having 3 people down, they're just gonna start pressuring these towers with their horn.
And the last, 3 or 4 fights have all gone in their favor, too?
Like, strongly in their favor, too. I mean, we had the quadra kill from Scattercat, and that was really the turning point of the game. He had enough gold at that point that he could hard carry, and he's just doing it. He's just making it happen. Picking up with a couple of towers here. They managed to stem the bleeding on their own objectives, or picking up farm, and I really think that Defiant got this.
Yeah, after this, Defiant's really going to have to pay for a chiropractor for that Jinx, because her back has got to be killing her after this one.
And she's not a very big girl, you know, she can't carry that much.
Yeah, you know that Ornn is heavy, too.
A little bit of poke going back and forth here around the Baron pit as both teams start to set up around vision. Karthus just pushing in. He's just playing super ballsy because he can. Scattercat getting frozen up. In front of the rest of the team, rooted. Searing Charge coming down, but this could be the fight for Bronze 5H as the Slicing Maelstrom begins to make work on the back line. Also, Restive coming over with the ulti. Cephas going down. The Karthus ulti coming out, getting them all super low. as another stun comes out, a root by the Nico, as Alston just focuses on the minor threat. Aileron roll going down, and that looks like that could be game on the side of Bronze 5 Age as they're pinging towards the Nexus.
Yeah.
And that should be GG. No re.
Wow, that's just
A crazy
rough.
first game in the semifinal series.
Yeah, that's gotta suck. The one player who couldn't get caught out.
Yeah, just walking too far forward, being too ballsy with his item advantage, and just he could have hard carried this game, but unfortunately at the end there, his positioning just costing them. Well, very well played on the side of Bronze 5 Age. A little bit wavery at the end.
Yeah.
You know, stumbled a little bit, but overall got a gold lead, carried a gold lead, focused on macro objectives, and were able to eventually push into Defiant's base. Well played on the side of Bronze 5 Age, but well played on the side of both teams. That was really a slugfest.
So, what are the notes you take back for each team? What do you think are the biggest takeaways?
I think there was a big opportunity missed in not putting a Rylai's onto the Karthus.
Right.
I think that Defiant played to their comp well. There was a little bit of execution on both sides, right? That could have been better played.
Right.
But I think that both of them played their comps extremely well, played to their win conditions. I think just stemming the flow of gold in the early game a little bit more for Defiant, just not bleeding, close to a 10k gold lead there in the mid game. I think that if they had been able to keep that deficit down a little bit and kept themselves a little bit closer in pace up into the mid game, then they might have won some of those mid game fights around the neutral objectives and been able to pull out that win. But Bronze 5A is just engaging when they should be. I think that both teams go back to the lockers feeling really good about this.
Yeah. And if you look at the damage graph, Jinx actually didn't even do the most damage on her team. The Karthus did.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that the Karthus was in the fight the most.
Yep.
He needed to be able to stall for the Jinx to clean up. I think that honestly, that one item choice might have decided the game.
Yeah, I would quite possibly. And I think also they just needed to, obviously be more careful around the Baron.
There was a lot of vision going down. I liked the vision control from both teams as well. It was a constant back and forth. They were really being mindful of it.
You can tell Scattercat's been watching Sven too much, though.
Oh, man.
I'm glad somebody got that.
Well, that was a very good game on both sides. We're going to be going into our short break here in between the games. We will be back in just a few minutes. damage. Okay. Food is good. Okay.
All right, we are
You ready?
in. And instantly the cannon banned away here.
Yeah, that's not that big of a surprise. It was kind of one of the cruxes of Bronze 5 Age's composition.
Yep.
Dr. Mundo band coming out again.
Yeah, that is Cephas's main champ, so I understand just keeping that away from him and forcing him to play something else.
And the Amumu band coming out again.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and that is Alston's main jungler too.
And the Jinx band coming out, targeting towards Scattercat again. The Nico picked again, but this time on the side of Defiant, going over to Minor Threat, seeing that it's contested pick now, forcing him off of something that he's super comfortable with.
It may go top too. Aileron Roll has been putting in games on Nico.
Oh, that's super interesting. Alright, and the Orianna picked away from Bronze 5 Age. I think that this is how we expected the draft to go last game,
Yeah.
but flip-flopped. See what Bronze 5 Age second pick is here. Orianna, they need some kind of ball delivery system. And picking the Tarek again.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That is, I believe, Psycho's most played champ.
Oh, talk. Oh, so on the side of Defiant, they've banned Kennen, Dr. Mundo, and Amumu in the first ban cycle, and Bronze 5 Age banned Zac, Ezreal, and Jinx. Defiant have picked up Nico and Ashe, and Bronze 5 Age have picked up Orianna and Tarek, and we're seeing what Defiant's third pick is here.
I'm expecting that Ashe to be Conqueror.
Morgana. Interesting. So another like caster ulti sort of composition coming out from the side of Defiant. Morgana's gonna be really strong against the Tarek just to stop his dazzle from stunning people. And Ashe is just overall a very strong AD carry in the meta currently.
Yeah, and I know. Oh wait, that's going to be for Scatter instead of Oni, so it may not be a Conqueror Ashe. But do you think the Morgana is going to go mid or support? Because the Nico can go mid or top for Defiant.
I don't think that we're gonna know until we see Defiant's next pick. To be honest, the Renekton ban coming out from Defiant towards Aileron roll. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Or towards
The AMO.
the AMO. Interesting. Talia ban coming out. Trying to pinch down a Minor Threat's pool a little bit, assuming that it's Nico top. And then Temken's just sort of generic power pick banned away.
Yeah, because
Interesting that they would ban the Renekton.
Nerf just yet.
Yeah. Hmm.
They still need a ball delivery system, though.
They've got a Tristana.
That's true. That's a ballsy move. I mean, we did see him do the
Come on, Ken.
insect under turret though.
Rocket jump in for a 5-man ball. I want to see it. Make my day. Cho'Gath coming out on the side of Bronze 5 Age. A little bit of tank, a little bit of team fight presence. I assume that we're going to see some kind of ball delivery system coming out from their jungler. Nautilus getting picked on Defiant. There's 3 different ways that these champions can be positioned.
Yeah.
All of them can go support, all of them can go top, and all of them can go mid. So what, that's 9? 9 different configurations here. Sejuani in the jungle. Just another great tank ulti.
Yeah.
I have no idea who's going where, but the composition overall, it's tanky, they've got a lot of impactful ultis. I like Defiant now moving towards more of a team fight composition that feels like it has some kind of identity.
Absolutely.
And there's our
the
ball delivery
Nocturne.
system. Nocturne coming out from the side of Bronze 5 Age is going to be a great ball delivery system for Orianna, really getting back into the back line. This is going to be another slugfest.
Absolutely. And I really like the Cho'Gath here. It says, screw your Morgana, Black Shield, I'm going to feast you through it.
Yeah. I have to see if Cho'Gath is able to scale into the mid game, because if he scales into the mid game undisturbed, he's just gonna be a tanky monster.
Yeah. Who would you throw up against the Cho'Gath? I'm thinking Nico. I don't think you can throw Nautilus into Cho'Gath without him scaling super hard. I think you gotta.
I agree. I think they've got to pressure him early. Otherwise, there's no point. The Cho'Gath's just going to become too useful too early.
Absolutely. But I do like, like you said, the draft from Defiant. I like it so much better than their first game draft. Even though it did kind of pan out for him towards the end, I still didn't really care for it too much.
I think that that if they just took this composition and slotted in the Karthus here, the last game would have looked completely different, right? I think that this composition can actually stall and CC enough for Karthus to be good enough to pick here. I think that it was really the Blitzcrank in their composition that ruined them in the end, right? Like they just didn't have a support that could do enough. An Aileron roll taking up the Nautilus in the top lane.
You know, I just don't super like that pick, or sending it top lane into the Cho'Gath. Of course, you know they're probably forced to do it because I don't know if the others really play Nautilus, but that's probably going to feel bad come 20 to 25 minutes when that Cho'Gath's able to start moving around a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Defiant's draft this game, but I think that's a good sign. That's a good sign for Bronze 5 Age, for sure.
The warrior spirit is never broken.
Means we're gonna see a Morgana support here. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask, what do you think of the Nocturne here?
I think that the Nocturne is just gonna be on Ashe duty. 100%. He has to be on Ashe duty. He has to take her out before the Morgana can really CC everybody down and protect her. I think that Scattercat on this Ashe is going to be one of their keys to winning, and Alston has to be able to put a little bit of the weight on his back here and get onto that Ashe. Because, everybody wants that Ashe.
That Ashe. What I am worried about here for Bronze 5 Age is not being able to get the Ashe. Say the Nocturne ults in and Morgana's near the Ashe, she black shields the Ashe and Ashe runs away. She's not going to get feared. Morgana can proc the Nocturne spell shield and has CC anyways. and not Ash has her own CC, I think that's actually, or that should just be a dead Nocturne as soon as he goes in. But maybe not. Maybe not.
We'll have to see how the team fights play out, where people are positioning, how the execution goes. But I think more so than last game, this game is going to be all about execution and not so much about playing into champions and their compositions.
Mm-hmm. And I say that, but there's definitely the possibility that Tarek just puts his ult on Nocturne right before he Nocturne himself ults in.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the Tarek ulti, if he can put Tarek ulti onto Nocturne, right? Starts the ulti, Nocturne ults in. Now Nocturne's invulnerable. Their front line runs in and they start crushing in the front line with Ken's Tristana. I think they've got a good shot at that team fight. But again, it's all up to execution. There's a lot of different factors, a lot of very impactful ultis that can go off. There's a spell shield in the game. It's gonna be anarchy.
Yeah,
And I'm so glad that I get to play by play cast this.
absolutely. I'm looking forward to this game. And good luck to you for the play-by-play. I'm imagining it's going to be very messy like the last one. But hey, that's just going to lead to more fun, right?
Well, that's why I'm here. Excuse me.
I think to go with, kind of the play we imagined earlier with the Nocturne ulting in, I would really like to see a Righteous Glory on the Cho'Gath. Help him get in there even faster.
Well, I think it's difficult for Cho'Gath because he doesn't have anything that he can definitely itemize into. Right? There's a broad mix of damage between AP and AD on the side of Defiant.
Right.
And I almost feel like he should just go Roa. Honestly. I feel like he should just go Roa and then get some like an adaptive helm would be very good in this situation. I think that he just gets that little bit of damage to help him deal with the Nautilus, and then just build straight tank after that. Maybe a Deadman's Plate would be really good here. I don't think that he needs to buy anything too specialized. He just needs to get the stats that he requires to not die in these fights.
Yeah. Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. The reason I was thinking Righteous Glory, get the speed boost, health, you'll get armor for the Ash too, but it won't really help against the rest of the team because there's a lot of magic damage coming out from Defiant. Nautilus is mostly magic, Sejuani, magic, Nico, Morgana, hard AP. So it's going to be a little hard for the Cho'Gath to itemize very efficiently, like you said.
Yeah, I think his best option is going to be Adaptive Helm, and I don't think that you rush Adaptive Helm on Cho'Gath.
No, no.
That's why I'm saying I think the Roa would be a good bridge item for him. At least to be able to help him get to that point. I don't think that Righteous Glory is bad. And if that's the only armor item that he builds all game, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But I'm curious if that is better than him just getting a Thorn Mail to inconvenience the Ash, right?
Right. So I think I like the Thornmail idea. And I wonder if instead of the adaptive helm, if he goes Abyssal Mask first.
I don't think he has enough AP to support it. I think only Oriana being is not gonna give him enough of a boost for it to be better.
Yeah. I did forget about the AP damage increase, but I mean, maybe it helps for him too. I'm not super sure on that.
I just grabbed my mouse and keyboard like I was about to play because I heard the logging in sounds.
Get on in there. Show him how it's done.
All right, so we definitely need to see Merc Treads coming out from everyone on the side of Bronze 5H in this game. Maybe not Tristana, but the rest of them, all of them should get Merc Treads. And Oriana doesn't have Cleanse, which seems like it's gonna be fine to help her get through the lane, but it seems like it's gonna be very difficult for them to be able to even team fight effectively here.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think the TP is good in theory. You know, get back to lane, try to help you get good back timers. But I think you're absolutely right. I think the cleanses would have been very pivotal to have.
On either Ken or Shadow, neither of them took Cleanse into what is essentially a glacial comp for all of you TFT fans out there.
But for the Tristana, she can get QSS and build it into the Mercurial, so that's not too bad. But for the Oriana, buying a QSS and just sitting on that will feel pretty bad.
Yeah, and not having an offensive summoner when they've got so much hard engage is gonna be really difficult for her as well. That's not gonna feel very good for her. Steph is trading a little bit in the top lane. Actually getting a pretty good trade onto Aileron roll there. We see Alston is actually invading into the blue side of AMO here. Gonna take away this blue buff. Might be able to get more as AMO is trying to do a full clear, the exact same clear that he did last game. Which I guess Alston must have picked up on and is now punishing.
Do you think they're going to initiate vertical jungling from this, or just go back to regular after?
Cephas, big trade coming down. Aileron roll having a flash away. Minor threat getting collapsed on by Alston. Wow. What a crazy early game. No, I don't think that they're going to do vertical farming. I think that Alston knows that his blue buff is safe. And first blood coming down by Cephas. Wow, what a clap.
Yeah, I think that's just underestimating how much damage Cho'Gath can really do in these early levels.
Well, the auto attack reset was really clean, and you know, I don't think that Aileron roll expected 400 damage a burst out of a level 3 Cho'Gath. Wow. Some trading going down in the mid lane. Minor Threat and Shadow were relatively even last game for most of the lane phase. Just trading back and forth farming. We see CS lead actually on the side of Cephas this time because of that early kill. See if he's able to continue pushing that advantage. What do you think the mid game is going to look like for these teams?
I think it's going to be around the junglers entirely. I think you're looking at the Nocturne to get some really impactful ults off, and you're looking at the Sejuani to be there to stop them. I think that's entirely what mid game's going to be, is the Nocturne roaming around and trying to get some picks if he can.
Yeah, I think that this Nocturne really needs to make an impact where Sejuani is not, which I think is part of the reason why him being able to steal away that blue is a really good sign for Bronze 5H here. Sitting on a ward though.
Yeah,
missing his hook.
They both know that each other are there.
Minor Threat's roaming over. The bottom lane's actually flashing. There's an engage starting here. AMO getting hit up. The Pop Blossom. Or the Bursting Bloom, rather. Excuse me. From Minor Threat coming out and just able to pick up the AMO there. Just getting a really good angle and using that priority to get in there first.
Yeah, I really got to give it to Bronze 5H for recognizing an all roaming. I really like that out of them. Oop. Oh, the Sejuani DC'd.
No, it looks like it's Alston DC.
Oh, right. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one.
So, looking at where we are currently in the game, CS differentials are pretty much the same across the board. One wave up on the Cho'Gath. Looks like he is, in fact, going to be going for either Roa or an adaptive, or excuse me,
Abyssal.
Abyssal Mask. Yes, correct. Thank you. It was another A word. Um, no other real signifying items. We're pretty early on into the game here. Just waiting for Alston to get back. The first dragon is an air drake, which is actually really good for both teams.
Mm-hmm. It's really going to help the Nocturne roam around the map.
At the same time, it can help the Sejuani and the Nautilus to be able to keep up with their backline in these fights, which is huge.
So right here with the Cho'Gath up, what do? Do you go Roa or Abyssal?
I say go Roa.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
that
so
that is
too.
still. I think that's still correct. I think you go Roa, and then you get. I think it's Roa into Adaptive Helm. I really do.
I think you're right. I wonder if he's going to think that he goes Abyssal into, the melee matchup with Nautilus and just try to smash him more, lowering any resistance he's going to build.
Well, Cephas has been cementing himself as a pretty dominant laner here in this matchup, and I don't necessarily think that it's a bad idea. If he can actually get a kill to convert off of that item, then it's definitely worth it, right?
Right.
Let's see. We've got Alston in the bottom lane, clearing away his blue. Sejuani also on the bottom side of the map. Ceph has taken a quick trade by the Nautilus. That dot on the Nautilus's W that Titan's Wrath did. It's a very strong tool for him in lane.
Mm-hmm.
But Cho'Gath consistently sustaining up with this carnivore there.
Yeah, bot lane's just kind of going even, just happy to farm it out. Both of them. It seems
Yeah,
like
both
they
of
just
them
kind of
have two
handshook on
biscuits.
this.
Man. It's crazy. Alston getting executed by the Raptors in his own jungle.
Oh no.
Bindings coming out. Unfortunate, but not the end of the world. He can still go and clear the rest of his camp. It doesn't affect him too much other than not being on the map. Maybe he gets a little bit behind in XP, but I don't think that it's going to be that cataclysmic here.
So, since he killed the big one, won't they despawn here pretty soon? And so he'll lose out on the rest of that camp?
It will stay up as long as there's one inside of the camp.
Oh, okay. I thought they changed it to where they would despawn after a little bit, like 30 seconds or so.
Well, they
Maybe
will
not.
despawn after like 30 seconds or so, but like they won't like start their timer
Okay,
until
okay.
all of them are gone, or the death triggers, I believe.
Okay.
Quote me on that. Somebody in chat put what actually happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's stealing away blue buff again.
If we're wrong, I apologize. We are not omniscient, unfortunately. If you know a way to be omniscient, put it in the chat, please. Let's see. Fighting going back and forth. A 20 CS lead on Cephas here. Again, just sort of pushing his advantage. Might throw it a little bit up in CS. Pretty mild early game here for the most part.
Yeah, after those first two kills, whoop, some action down here in bot lane.
Just a little bit of trading going back and forth, the binding coming down, but Psychopez on that Taric is just going to be able to sustain back up. We've got Alston actually inside of this Tribe Rush in the top lane, going into AMO's jungle, invading AMO, gonna run back to his Nautilus. The ulti coming out. Ceph is flashing forward towards the AMO, getting stunned up by Aileron Roll's auto attack there, and just nothing comes of that fight. Dark Shackle's coming down on the side of Morgana, not going to do anything. Ken just jumping out with his rocket jump, and the Taric ulti coming out there to make sure that he's alright.
You know, I do like the Nocturne trying to do stuff early, but he's got to get level 6.
Yeah, he does. A knockup coming down on the side of Cephas from that Rupture. Getting a little bit more trade down onto Aileron Roll. Putting a lot of pressure into this top lane. I think that they're just trying to play into the advantage here. Let's see. There could be a possible dive here. Aileron roll walking up to try to pressure Sepha, but he autos him, then he's going to start taking all the minions. He's tanking all these minions here. Still.
Yeah,
Holy crap, he's almost in face range.
Yeah, that's kind of silly. I think you just clear out the minions there. He has plenty of AoE.
Yeah, he's trying to pressure under tower. If you're ever pushed under tower with 2 or 3 waves there, do not auto the enemy laner, because the minions will mess you up, man. Minions will do like 300 damage to you and you won't even know where it came from.
Oh, there's a Sejuani sitting here on level 6.
Trying to go on to Psychopez. Dazzle coming out. Enchanted Crystal Arrow coming out. Sejuani's ulti just barely missing. As they start to chase down, a little bit of traded damage, and again, just nothing happening. Sort of these neutral fights, just like last game.
What I would have liked to have seen there was as soon as the turret gets close to warding, they just go in. They don't wait for the ward to get dropped in for him to turn around. I think
Alston getting collapsed down here by the minor threat. The Pop Blossom gonna actually hit onto the Orianna. As Oninoken jumps in, they deny the vision with Alston's ulti there. The Paranoia coming down. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to chase anything else down as the play seems to be over. But still, getting a free pick onto that Nico is a big deal for Defiant. Or for Bronze 5 Age. Well, it's a big deal for both of them, but it's good for Bronze 5 Age.
I really like the vision that Bronze 5 Age has and how quick they are to roam up.
Yeah, I like that they feel like they're playing as a cohesive unit right now, which is very nice to see.
Absolutely. As soon as Nocturne was surrounded, they just instantly move up.
Oninoken taking a lot of poke down in the bottom lane. Just getting hit with that pool and Diwali. Does so much damage. Deodatus just got his upgrade on his support item, so we'll probably see him upgrade that and switch over to a sweeper on the next back cycle. Snare coming down by minor threat. Bursting Bloom dealing a little bit of damage. And Ken actually getting hit by the Dark Binding, but buffering the jump in such a way that he gets out safe. And we see Alston sort of making his way towards this this Rift Herald pit. He's actually doing the Rift Herald right now, so that's the next objective that Bronze 5 Age are prioritizing here.
And Defiant has no vision on this either.
Yeah, with
Absolutely
Sepha being
fine.
so dominant, they must just think that he's clearing his topside jungle. And I think Alston's just going to be able to get this for free. Doesn't look like there's any contention.
It's really good for them too, because even if Defiant decides to, after this Rift Herald goes down, try to set up around Drake, well,
Yep, there goes the Rift Herald.
Nocturne
Should be captured by the Nocturne. Nocturne picking up that Rift Herald. Gonna see where he places it. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to do something mid. I mean, it would give them so much more pressure to roam around the map.
I think they take it top lane. That turret's already almost down. You just break open top lane, and you know your dominant Cho'Gath already will have free reign. You send your Nocturne in there, just choke out the jungler even more, and then try collapse down on Nico.
Yeah. I agree. I think that they need to make sure to get a tower with this Rift Herald. It's too much of a boon to not get first tower blood.
Oh, he's just going to start up Drake here.
We see Alston just really decisive with these objective calls, both games. It just seems like he's like, well, there's nobody around, nobody has vision, I'm doing this. And he just starts taking the objective. It's ballsy, but it's working out in their favor currently. Ken jumping towards the pit. They take down the dragon, pick up the air drake. And it looks like Sejuani's just gonna run away. Just another clean, free objective for all Sunrise Tip.
Tell you what, I wonder if I can go back and change my all-star voting. Alston needs that for his jungle performance. It's awesome.
Yeah, he's been playing very well both of these games. Champions that he's comfortable with, and you know those are always the best, right? When you play well and you know you can play well. Enchanted Crystal Arrow coming out from the side. See the Cosmic Radiance coming down on the side of Tarek, granting invulnerabilities. It looked like Defiant was looking to engage there, but they couldn't find a follow-up.
Last game, I spent a lot of time criticizing the Tarek on ulting too early, but there, I think that's a perfect ult. You instantly stop any aggression that would have came in until the stun's up, and then you just walk out. I like that ult a lot.
Yeah, it was very good timing. I think that if you can stop a pick from even occurring, that's one of Tarek's greatest strengths. Let's see. Checking back in NCS. Scattercat a little bit ahead. Seth is up like almost 30 ECS here. That's a huge differential for him. He's just gonna be huge on this Shogath.
It feels
Psychopath is getting caught out with a Dark Binding here. Shackle's coming out, flashes away from the volley, and it looks like Psychopath is just gonna walk out here.
I feel like the Rift Herald actually didn't need to go down mid lane because plates were already down, so they weren't going to get anything from putting it down early, and they didn't get the turret. I feel like you just hold on to it and take it top lane. For sure get the turret, then that just opens up all of that top jungle area.
Yeah, it seems like that was a bit of a wasted opportunity by Bronze 5H there. This Cho'Gath just pushing into the top lane. I don't know if Defiant's composition really has an answer to it.
Alright, he's already on 6 beast stacks too.
Yeah. He is one big chunky boy. What is that? Almost 3,000 HP, 2.6k at 16 minutes.
Absolutely bonk.
Yep, that's balanced, right? Let's have more of those champions. A little bit of trading going down back and forth. We see a little bit of action happening in the blue side jungle of Defiant. But nothing too crazy as Bronze 5H just plays out the lane phase, gets their farm, and just picks up these neutral objectives when they're available.
This has been a much quieter game than the last one. We've only had 3 kills so far.
Yeah, and they're all on the side of Bronze 5H. Which is not something I would have expected. I would have expected at least some kind of trade back fight, but Alston's just cementing himself this game as this threat, just not even caring about the Ashe.
I would definitely like to see the Nocturne use an ult soon. It's been a while since anything's happened. I think you have 3 around mid right now. I think you try to see if you can make anything happen here.
Oh, the ammo managing to get that big chicken. The snare coming out, minor threat. Roaming over and that popping blossom.
Not quite what I meant by get
Just-
something happening.
Yeah, that was a little bit too far into the enemy jungle there. A little bit greedy. It's okay. Dark Binding coming out. Onto this Tarek here, who's probably going to use the Blast Cone, gets away. Is going to be able to heal himself up. His minute pool's pretty full. He's going to be full HP. Snare coming down onto Cephas. Sejuani chasing an Enchanted Crystal Arrow coming out. The Dredge Line hitting him, knocking him up and stunning him. The ulti comes down onto Shadow, which is actually going to still hit this Shogath, but the Shogath is so tanky. A 4-man ulti coming down by Shadow 2097 as he disengages that fight. Wow, what a freaking great shockwave there by Shadow.
That Cho'Gath is just so tanky.
Yeah, he went for the Abyssal Mask, and now it doesn't in fact look like he's going Righteous Glory.
And So, fringe case, but that Abyssal Mask there actually was good because the Oriana Shockwave did amplified damage on, what, 3-4 people because they're all right next to the Cho'Gath.
Oh yeah, I mean that situationally that was great. Alston moving in onto Aileron roll inside of the jungle. AMO is right behind, misses the dredge line onto the wall. But now Alston's by himself, flashes over the wall. We see the Cho'Gath coming in on the Morgana, rupturing her up, and it looks like both these teams are just gonna disengage here.
I think the Nocturne just keeps pushing ahead, forgetting that nobody can really close the gap to get to him.
Yeah, they don't have the macro pressure, they don't have the priority because they don't have these towers. And he's playing as if he should be able to roam into the jungle. Looking for a dragon here, they don't have any vision on. Stun coming out from the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, but Cho'Gath actually able to eat that dragon up and get that smite secure. Well played on the side of Bronze 5 Age.
Yeah, that's going to put Cho'Gath up to 7 stacks.
Oh, Dark Binding coming out, stunned up by the Dazzle. Oh, Nocturne coming down bottom, the Paranoia distracting the vision as he comes in to swoop down and take out that Morgana. Picking up the tower. Now he can start to pressure into this jungle. I feel like Bronze 5 Age have sort of broken the seals on things. Oh, Cho'Gath in the jungle actually trying to go for this red buff. Alston dodging the snare. Bill shields up. The dredge line comes out, hitting Alston. The ulti coming out, hitting 3. Oninoken ignite over the wall. He's gonna go down. Sepha flashes over. And he managed to get out of there. 2 for nothing. Defiant, really good call on the fight there.
Yeah, that was pretty good collapse on them.
It's very heads up. I think it's a result of the vision control in both of these teams. They've been doing a pretty good job of keeping crucial areas warded.
Yeah, it's not much at this point, but the Nico is up about 23 CS. And a kill, that's pretty good. So it's been kind of quiet, but Nico's slowly been edging out a lead in this lane.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the story of this game is just slowly edging out these little advantages. I think that a Dark Binding coming out onto the Cho'Gath. Looks like they're going to be able to CC up this Cho'Gath. The Dark Shackles coming out. Dredge line hitting onto the Tristana. Enchanted Crystal Arrow onto the Cho'Gath as the Pop Blossom hits 3. The Paranoia coming out. Nocturne in the back as Minor Threat not able to pick up the turret. Hits Oninoken. Wow. Holy crap. There was so much stuff happening in that fight.
I was about to commend Bronze 5 Age with that just tanky Cho, buying them so much time for the Nocturne to come in, but then they just stay under turret too long.
Holy crap. There was like 4 people that died in the span of 2 seconds there, and I was not sure which one to talk about first.
I don't think it would be a Bronze 5 Age and Defiant game if that didn't happen at some point.
Yeah, it just when these teams decide to fight, they they come to battle. Wow. Resetting here a little bit, we see four pink wards on the side of Bronze 5 Age around that dragon pit. Do you think that they're prioritizing dragons?
I don't think so. They're not looking at it. It's not like they have 2 already either.
Yeah, no, not at all. The Baron is now currently up, which is something that Bronze 5 Age has to take into consideration if they're trying to go for these dragons. That Defiant might just be able to burst down the Baron as they go for the dragon, depending on how rotations work out. But everybody just seems kind of content to just Get some farm, reset, go buy an item. We see Spooky Ghost, Twin Shadows on the side of the Nico here. It was 4-1 and 3 and almost a 20 CS advantage. The minor threat is not going to let this game go down easy.
What's funny is it seems like both teams just kind of handshook and they're like, all right, let's see who has the better late game team fight with how this game's been playing out.
Alston in the bottom lane. They've got a 1-3-1 going on. Man. Defiant has to force something here, otherwise they're going to lose in the split push. So the Nico's going to be pushing down to try to stop the Nocturne, but he stops his back because he sees this pressure going down. The Cho'Gath's still pushing top without anyone to contest him. Alston might try to make a play on minor threat here. He wasted the snare. The fear coming down and just taking a huge chunk out of minor threat's health bar.
Something kind of ironic that I want to point out on this Nocturne is even though he's had amazing objective control, he's been getting caught out a lot from just being overconfident.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, just look at Cephas, just ignoring the Nautilus just to go get his demolished proc. He's just a monster. The Void is strong with this one. A little bit of a fight going down. Sejuani getting the ulti down onto Tristana, followed up by the crystal, by the enchanted crystal arrow. But the cosmic radiance going to come down from the Taric, stopping the Tristana dying for just a short while. But Sejuani picking up the kill onto Psychopez. There's the Orianna coming back with a return shockwave that manages to pick up a kill. And these skirmishes, man. These freaking skirmishes. Seth is still pushing onto the tower.
And the whole time Nocturne was just taking turret or taking dragon, not caring.
It's a third dragon, a second air drake down. Air drake, a lot of people give air drake crap for just being movement speed, whatever. But movement speed is one of the most important things in this game, especially in a constructed 5 setting like this, right? Like the ability to rotate quicker. I think Bronze 5 is in a really good spot. They just need something to break them through this wall that they're currently in so that they can start pushing their advantage. Let's see. Checking in on items, we've got that Ruinous Hurricane on Ashe finished, as well as a Rapid Fire on the Tristana. Even in items there, we got 2 items done on both of the mid laners. Looks like Nocturne has his Duskblade. We'll see if he continues to go for lethality, if he goes for a Black Cleaver here or something. Spooky Ghost coming out on the side of Nico, moving towards Psychopez, getting the root. Looks like they're gonna stun him up with the Dark Binding. Enchanted Crystal Arrow comes out, but the Nocturne going into the backline with Paranoia. As the TB comes through on the Nautilus, a Dark Binding hits onto the Nocturne in the back as Cephas just goes in, feasts on the Ashe. The Pop Blossom is going to hit 3 here as Oninoken starts to run away. Oh man, and Defiant just turning that fight at the end with that huge Pop Blossom by Minor Threat.
Man, that was just a rough fight. You could see the blood in the Cho'Gath's eyes just saying, no, I am gonna get you. But he dives for under turret, and you gotta wonder if you just back out there, try to play the fight a little bit slower maybe, and not just all dive forward for the Nico to run through you.
Well, these skirmishes are just so chaotic and hectic. Even watching it, I can barely keep track of what's going on. I can't even imagine the amount of pressure and chaos that's going on in comms in these games.
I really do want to give Defiant some credit here, though. They lost a really tough game 1, at least in the way they lost it, and they're bouncing back really well here in game 2. It didn't seem to hurt their mental at all, and that's pretty impressive with the way they lost game 1.
Well, it was a close game. I think that both of the teams went back and said that was an extremely close game, and now here You know, Defiant has every opportunity. They're equal in gold. They've got every chance in the world to try to make this happen for themselves, to get into the finals and save the series. I think that they won it. Cho'Gath coming from the back with Righteous Glory, getting bound up. He's actually tanking tower. Cosmic Radiance coming out early. Could be a bit too early though, as they just try to focus down the tower. The Crystal Arrow coming out, Dazzle being able to stun up too. The ulti going back onto the back line, but slowly Bronze 5H is just losing as the Cho'Gath is slowly starting to get chunked down. Minor Threat picking up the Tristana on the back end there, and Alston just running away. Wow. What a fight by Defiant.
So, what do you think there? Do you think that's super worth it? Probably, because they got turret, right? They lost 2, got 1 and turret.
Well, but it's tempo more than anything, right?
Yeah,
It's
right?
a definite component of this game, the mental tempo here, and even though they were able to get the tower, it's got to feel good for Defiant and very bad for Bronze 5H. Just watch several members of your team just slowly melt down like that.
Mm-hmm. And also, they're giving the Nico these kills. And if you look, she bottom edge eyes, too.
Oh boy, Minor Threat is trying to carry. See, Nautilus pushing into the top lane. This top tower is probably about to go down. Bottom lane is also very low on the side of Bronze 5H, so we'll probably see that taken very shortly here. Alston is making his way towards Dragon. We're going to see a little bit of vision control going down there. And it looks like Ken is moving towards the mid lane here so that they can all move towards this Baron. Or, not Baron, sorry, Ocean Drake.
I think in this next fight, you have to kill Nico.
Nico's sending out her shapeshift.
She's got that 700 or that 650 gold bounty and the 10 stacks on Medjai's. I think you have to take her out first.
I think that if she gets 1 or 2 kills here, she's going to be nigh unstoppable. The Dark Binding comes out onto the Cho'Gath. The ammo is running in. He gets black shielded so that nothing hits him. He's still running forward. The Dark Binding comes back out onto the Cho'Gath again. She ulties onto Ken, who QSS is out, but autos are coming down. Rupture knocks up 2. Paranoia back onto the Ashe in the backline. The Cosmic Radiance comes out for Bronze 5H. Pop Blossom hits onto 2. The Snare hits onto 2 as well, but she doesn't get a Bursting Flower onto them. The Nautilus goes down as Alston barely gets out of there. Ken jumps onto the Morgana, just isn't able to collect the kill, as Bronze 5H is going to be able to collect this Ocean Drake for a very well-played team fight.
What's silly is I was expecting the Nico, who wasn't focused at all, to just carry that fight, and she just couldn't have any effect there.
She doesn't have much HP yet, and there wasn't really a good opportunity for her to use her stopwatch there.
Right.
Bronze 5H are just going to make their way to the Baron. They just say, a few of your members are still down. We've got vision here. We're just going to take this. This Morgana's going to move over here. The Paranoia is going to come out, denying them vision as Bronze 5H just tries to finish out the Baron. Looks like that's going to be enough of a stall tactic for them to be able to pick it up. They're going to back out here and feel very, very good about the next 5 minutes prospects.
So if you're Defiant, what do you do from here? You're down 4 Drakes, you're down Baron. You have a 6-1-6 Nico, who's not having a very big effect in team fights right now. What would you do?
You have to defend against this Baron. You have to send all your members to the mid lane because they're probably going to start pushing. If Cho'Gath splits, then maybe you get a 4v5. Right? It's difficult with the Taric, but you need to get some of these Barons off of them. You need to make a play as a team. And the only way that the Nico is going to be valuable is if she gets set up.
I think now that you see Nocturne bot lane, you have to be looking for a pick.
You have to be going for this 4v3 mid lane. You have to be right now. Oh, we see the ping going down. Outside of Defiant, they're looking for it. Ward goes down. Bronze 5H is playing very safe here as they're just letting Alston push down in the bottom lane. Just slowly getting their pressure, just using their Baron to their advantage.
They're not doing anything though. They're letting themselves get split.
And Alston is in the bush here, waiting to see who's rotating where. Scattercat almost goes down. Sejuani forcing on this pick.
They get the kill, but they lose turret.
Sorry, my game lagged.
Oh
Alright,
my
tower
gosh.
going down by Cephas.
He's on inhib now.
He's just a tanky monster. They don't really have a good answer to him. They can't send Aileron roll. Paranoia coming out into the mid lane. We're gonna see the Ashe going down. Alston doing his job and being that Ashe killer, and just Cephas is just ignoring a 3-man Pop Blossom coming down. Minor threat. He's not gonna be able to pick up any of these kills as Oninoken actually shuts him down. Dark Binding missing on the end of that, and Cephas just literally walking from behind the tower to come for this Morgana. Getting hooked in, it feasts and then flashes away. Oninoken gonna start counting down into the AMO. You're gonna see Aileron roll go down here as well.
That's
as Bronze
gotta
5
be
Age
it, right?
cementing their lead. Several of the members are still down. They might just be able to end here.
Yeah, and even if they don't end, I think that's just too much of a mental boom there. Just, you take the fight, but you still lose 2 turrets top and inhib, and then Cho'Gath walks through 2 turrets, and you don't even kill him.
Alright.
I do want to call out Shadow, though. I see you sitting on 0 deaths.
Yeah, Shadow has been playing very well this game. He just hasn't been able to really carry any of these fights. They pick up that inhib in the mid lane, aren't able to convert onto any Nexus towers, but it feels like Bronze 5 Age is solidly in control of this game.
And what's great, though, is he's keeping the Cho'Gath alive while he walks through turrets, walks through the whole team. He's having these great team fight changing ultimates or shockwaves. He doesn't need to carry, he's just letting the rest of his team carry, and it's working out so well for them right now.
6-2 and 6 on this Cho'Gath here. I was sort of skeptical about the pick at the beginning, but Zeph is just playing it very well. Pop Blossom not hitting onto anyone as these 2 skirmishes are happening simultaneously. Snared up with a Bursting Blossom on the back as Oninoken. As the Paranoia comes down, the Cho'Gath's got them flanked. This is 3 members of Defiant caught out as the Cosmic Radiance comes down, stopping any turn back. Bronze 5 Age is starting to clean up as they flash for the stun off of the Dazzle, picking up the Ashe, and they're just going to be able to clean up. This looks like game for Bronze 5 Age.
Yeah, and to answer chat, Cho'Gath is sitting on about 5,600 health to answer you. And yeah, that looks like it's just going to be game. So Bronze 5 Age is going to be moving on to the finals.
All right. And Bronze 5 Age is moving into the finals. Wow, how well played by them. Both games. Just very consistent, solid play on the side of Bronze 5 Age. Defiant just came in swinging. It was a fight, both games, but just Bronze 5 Age just coming out on top in the end.
You know, I said Orianna wasn't carrying and she was just enabling her team, but she had most damage in the game, followed by Cho'Gath, who had the second most.
Oh, all right. Well, do you have any thoughts about final thoughts about the game diving?
Well, final thoughts would be Cho'Gath is OP. You know, that's just crazy. I wonder if we can get any of the players in here for a interview. Any of
If you're
the
talking, then you're muted.
I shouldn't be.
Or maybe I can't hear you.
La 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 la. Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go.
All right, I was lighting
Sorry
up,
about
so I was like, oh.
Yeah, same. very good games on both sides of the team. Let's see if I can get a hold of Ken here.
Oh, chat wants to see damage taken. See Cho'Gath with 45,585, followed closely by Sejuani at 40,000. So
Wow.
sitting a solid 5.5k behind.
Wow, that's insane. Cho'Gath did so much work there, just being so tanky in the front lane. I really think that pick changed the dynamic of this game a lot for them and allowed Bronze 5 Age to win.
Especially with how far ahead he got early on, and he just kept that lead and just kept growing it. And if you look at the CS, he almost Flame Horizoned the Nautilus.
Yeah, and like even looking at damage, it's all pretty evenly distributed. It literally just came down to the execution of these team fights and who was playing them better. And Bronze 5H just wins a couple of fights back to back, and at a time in the game where you can't just lose two huge team fights back to back that hard. Man.
Yeah, let's see if we can get.
What do you think? Like,
I'm thinking see. Oh, who's here? Oni no
hey, Ken.
Where the hell is Insignia? I will paint the bot lane blue with their blood. Caitlyn Stark, I'm coming for you. It'll be a red wedding, and we'll sew the dog's head on the veins, carbs.
You know, I appreciate the enthusiasm, but I just can't say I think that's how it's going to go for you guys. You know, you looked good, but it was messy. You know, I don't know. I gotta work on those Terra Gold spot lane.
How you guys doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah. I mean, you're moving on to finals. How?
Well, first of all,
go
GG
ahead.
to Defiant.
There we go.
They're always a tough game. It's always usually really evenly matched. Game 1, Scattercat had all the CS you could ever want. Jinx was just one fight away from taking it, and we managed to get onto her one time, and that was that game was on a knife's edge. So good game to Defiant. Game 2, they moved around really well, and we had